The Metro East Sports Podcast is proudly presented by Little Caesars, famous for its hot and ready pizza and delicious crazy bread. Little Caesars has been named Best Value in America for the past 12 years. Little Caesars products are made with quality ingredients like fresh, never frozen mozzarella and Munster cheese and sauce made from fresh-packed, vine-ripened, California crushed tomatoes. Treat your family to some delicious Little Caesars pizza in Alton, Glen Carbon, Troy, Collinsville, Shiloh, or Granite City today.
Get ready for the award-winning #1 sports podcast on our side of the river. It's time for the Metro East Sports Podcast.
From the front office Wealth Strategy Studio in beautiful, warm Edwardsville, welcome to the Metro East Sports Podcast, talking all things sports in the Metro East. Season number 6, show number 18, recorded Monday, June 16th, 2025, the day after Father's Day. Hope you all had a good one. I am David Leip. Tonight's show features guest number 3. We'll go in reverse order. 1A basketball team and player of the year from Carrollton, Coach Brian Madsen and Lauren Flowers, who is also a state champion softball player. No? Isn't that what you said?
Oh, yeah, she is. Sorry.
I know that's not you. You thought I was pointing at it. No.
My bad.
Guest number 2, we're going to have Steve Porter in to talk about the high school hoop season and the passing of local East St. Louis basketball coaching legend Benny Lewis. And guest number 1, we're going to talk to 2A team and player of the year, Nathan Rueter, and he's brought with him his all-state player, Taylor Trame. Before we get to these guests, thanks to partners Cassens, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, Callaway Home Loans, Keller Williams Marquis, the Blasingame Group, Integrity Spine and Joint Center, Front Office, Fiduciary Network, Oakbrook Golf Club, Viviano Heating and Air Conditioning, Play It Again Sports, Edwardsville, and Snap Mobile. And 3 things you can do to help the podcast. Number 1, subscribe. It is free. Number 2, follow us in all of our social media platforms on X, Facebook, and, of course, the Gram. And check us out on YouTube. Also, thanks to our crack assistant over here, Luke. And number 3, if you have a story idea, email me, please, at mespdave@gmail.com. And remember, you can nominate your favorite team for Integrity Spine and Joint Center Metro East Team of the Month. Could be a park and rec team, could be a high school team, middle school team, you name it. To nominate a team for Team of the Month, send your suggestion to mespdave@gmail.com. Please put Team of the Month in the subject line. Welcome to the show, Coach Rueter. Good to see you again.
Thank you, Spank. Thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
2nd year in a row, right?
Yes, sir.
2A girls basketball team of the year. Congratulations. Another big season for you guys, and you brought with you 2A player of the year. Welcome to the show, Taylor Trame.
Thanks for having me.
Coach, 30-3, 10-0 in the conference. Another dominant season for your Cougars.
Yeah, it was a really fun year. We had a really talented squad. We knew coming into the year that we were going to be pretty tough, and we played pretty well from the beginning of the year all the way through. Obviously, stumbled a couple of times, but for the most part, there was a lot of success and a lot of really fun nights for us.
Which games would you say were your best wins of the season?
Wow, yeah. I mean, I think beating O'Fallon at O'Fallon in the O'Fallon shootout early in the season was definitely a really important win for us from a confidence standpoint. And then moving forward, beating Mater Dei pretty convincingly was a good win for us. Again, from a confidence standpoint, just kind of getting over that hurdle, and then moving into the Christmas tournament at Mascoutah, beating Nashville. And then I think coming off of that, we were going into a really difficult stretch of our schedule where we were playing 3 top 10 3A teams kind of in a row. We played Mount Vernon, Civic Memorial, and Quincy Notre Dame back to back to back, and we won all 3 of those games by 20+. And at that point, I knew, okay, we're really, really good this year. When we beat QND, when we run and clock them, I knew at that point, okay, because they were ranked number 2 in the state, I think at the time, maybe even number 1 in 3A, and we just pounded them, and I knew at that point, okay, this team is for real this year. And like I said, we really, I think for the most part, competed at a very high level from the beginning of the season all the way through. Had very few nights where we let down our guard and didn't play very well. For the most part, we were pretty much on every night.
And a win against Nashville, which is
yeah. I mean, they're obviously the measuring stick in 2A. We've beaten them, each of the past 2 seasons, but we beaten them in the wrong game, unfortunately. But we're certainly last year demonstrated we're capable of playing with anybody on any given night. You could have made the argument we were the best team in 2A. Unfortunately, when we played them in the sectional, it wasn't our night. But these girls that we had last year had nothing to be ashamed of, nothing to hang their heads over. They were a great team. I think, like I said, any given night they were the best team in 2A, and so a lot to be proud of there.
Could I say on any given night you were the second best team in the Metro East?
Yeah, I mean, we gave Alton all they wanted.
Right.
We played
a
Alton.
4-point loss.
Right, and we were leading most of the game. We had a really bad fourth quarter against them. They made a few adjustments we really kind of struggled to overcome. But we gave them all they wanted, and obviously they're a great team.
I would rank them number 1.
Yeah, I would agree with that for sure.
Girls basketball in the Metro East.
Yeah.
All classes.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that.
But then you might be number 2.
Yeah, I think that was this past season. Us and O'Fallon really came on a lot at the end. We played O'Fallon in the Highland tournament, and O'Fallon beat us in the Highland tournament. They got really hot. They beat us, and they turned around and beat Nashville as well in the championship game. But yeah, I mean, certainly we were one of the upper echelon teams in the area, regardless of class.
Right there, for sure. Okay, let's talk about the season first. What do you remember from the season, Taylor?
It was super fun. Great culture, great teammates. Coaching staff was great.
Describe the culture.
Everybody just together like sisters, pretty much. Super upbeat, and practices were always going at them.
I've seen clips, but I haven't seen entire games. How would you describe the style of this team? How do you play on the floor?
Everybody 110% all the time. Ball on the floor, loose ball. Somebody's on the ground to go get it. Super fast-paced. A lot of transition scoring.
What's your style as a coach? Do you have a style, or does what your team does depend on who you have?
So I think it's a little of both. Excuse me. I think from a standpoint of what we like to do defensively, we like to get pretty aggressive. I think, we're very aggressive on both ends, really. We get after it defensively, like Taylor was saying, loose balls and stuff. We're going to pride ourselves on, diving on the floor and getting after them. And offensively, we want to push tempo. Last year we really looked to push tempo, and I think this year we're going to have to do that as well this coming season with the personnel we have coming back. We're going to be able to do that. We'll be a little more guard-oriented this year, I think. But, yeah, we want to push tempo. We want to play fast, press on offense, press on defense type mentality.
I can see it. The way you described it, that was total coach speak, but I can totally picture what you're saying. And who were your influences that made you want to coach this style of basketball, or is it just what you've learned as a coach?
I think it's mainly what I've learned, but when I played in high school, I played in Highland back in the mid-90s, and we had a really good team, and that was kind of our style, and I think that's the style that kids want to play too. I think, we got up and down, we pushed tempo, really looked to try to score in transition. It was a lot of fun. And I think if you asked pretty much any kid today, like, how do you want to play basketball? I don't think you're going to get many of them say, hey, I want to walk it up and stand there for 35 seconds and dump it in and try to make a, up and under move. That's just not how kids want to play anymore.
Did they ever, kids have always wanted to, if you watch kids play, nobody plays four corners at Wilson Park, right?
Right, exactly. And so, yeah, and I think, like I said, when kids want to play that way, you want kids to play, okay, we're going to, let's go.
Definitely times you got to slow it down. All right, we're going to talk Player of the Year next. But first, thanks to partner Cassens, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, the number one place to purchase a vehicle in the Metro East. If you're in the market for a new or a pre-owned car, check out Cassens inventory in person where they've been for 28 years or online at Cassens.com. Cassens has earned the highest ratings for customer service. Their expert staff is committed to making your car buying experience enjoyable, including convenient on-site financing. I've purchased 5 vehicles there, including a brand new Gladiator. It's about a year old. See that beautiful black Jeep truck out there? That's mine. I bought it there, and I will not purchase a vehicle anyplace else. With over 90 years of experience in the Metro East, Cassens is the clear-cut leader for quality, service, and customer satisfaction. Go see Steve, Cliff, Holly, Greg, Bob, Mike, or Evan today. Great news. You get this kid back again next year.
Yeah, we're excited.
Player of the year, first team All-State. Describe her game. First of all, how tall is she? How tall are you? How tall do you say you are?
Good 5'11".
A good 5'11"?
With basketball shoes, 5'11".
Okay.
You know?
Are you still growing?
Probably not.
Could you wind up 6 feet if you like hung from your arms every night or something like that?
I
Stretch
doubt
out?
it.
No.
5'11's a
5'11's a good place to be though, right?
Sure.
Strong 5'11".
Yeah.
Good for you. Okay. Describe her.
She's an elite shooter. I mean, that's definitely her gift. You know, you put her on the floor anywhere, you know, within, I would say, 8 to 10 feet of the arc, she's in range, and teams have to respect that. And then to go along with that, she's got an ability to get to the rim and finish around the rim. She has back to the basket game as well. I mean, she's definitely a kid that's able to score, you know, at multiple levels on the court. You know, that's her game for sure. She's improved a lot defensively. Obviously, her size is an advantage for her. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to basketball, you need to have kids that can score the basketball, and that's definitely what she is for us.
8 to 10 inside the 3-point arc or outside?
Outside.
You're telling me she's going to shoot from 10 feet outside the arc.
I'm telling you, if she will. If she's feeling it, she will, for sure.
And you're okay with that. You don't throw the clipboard across the floor when the kid pulls up 10 feet outside the arc. You're good with that.
If it's a situation where she's made a couple, I'm okay with it. If it's her first one, I'm not. But she knows. She knows.
Mark Smith. I don't know if you know that
I know
name.
this, yeah.
Mr. Basketball would do that consistently. I swear, 2 steps inside half court, and he's pulling up, and I'm like, what?
Yep.
Okay, so green light all the time for this girl.
Pretty much. And like I said, she understands now what a good shot is. She knows that if she tries to do that, like first shot of the game, probably not the best idea. But if she's feeling it and she's knocked a couple down and she's got the shot, she knows she can take it.
What's your favorite shot?
Probably the 3-ball.
From where? Talk right into that mic and tell me where.
I would say a little to the side at the top of the key. So not quite wing, but in between there.
There you go. Love shoot. Just feel it from there all the time.
Yeah.
Shoot or shoot. You shoot all the time.
Yeah.
You're shooting all the time during basketball season and not during basketball season. True or false?
True.
Where are you shooting?
At school, driveway, both.
How old were you when you realized you loved to shoot the basketball?
So in 2020, when there was nothing to do, I was in 6th grade, and anytime I was bored, I'd just go outside, go to the driveway. So I would say that 6th grade.
All day long.
Yeah. In the heat, didn't care.
Loved to shoot it.
Yep.
How about your technique? Was it good in 6th grade, or did somebody teach you how to shoot it? Elbow onto the ball on the fingertip.
Yeah. No, my dad was always on me when I was younger to lay on the living room floor and use your arm, and you know what I'm saying? That one drill. So it was a little rough whenever like you had to chicken wing it up there, but
gotcha.
I don't know.
But
just kind of became more natural, yeah.
But you're comfortable at 5'11", creating and driving too, especially with your size. So that means coach uses you pretty much all over.
I would say for the most part, yeah.
Teams are going to double team you. They know who you are. You were a junior, one of the best players in the area, obviously. So they're double teaming you and triple teaming you. Did you ever use her as a decoy?
I mean, yes and no. I feel like our system really preaches on just like making the right decision, you know? And so like, obviously we run a lot of stuff for Taylor, but at the same time, we kind of count on Taylor or whoever else. Hey, if we get the ball to you and you don't have the opportunity, let's make the right decision and get the ball to the person that does. Because
you're not a one-girl show there at Central High School in Breese, because you've had team success. So she's got a good supporting cast around her, and that's important for you. Who are some of the girls that are coming back next year?
Yeah, so next season we bring back Lexi Sannel, who will be a senior that played significant minutes for us off the bench the past 2 years. And then we also bring back Ella Nettemeyer, who's going to be a junior that played significant minutes for us the past 2 years off the bench as well. We return Taylor, obviously. Lexi Morris is going to be a senior for us this coming school year, and she was our most improved player last year in the program. She, at the beginning of the year, really wasn't seeing a lot of time at the varsity level, but by midway through the season, towards the end of the year, she was playing some big minutes for us in big, meaningful games and really succeeding and playing very well. So we're excited about the group we're bringing back. We don't have the depth that we've had, but I also think that we have some younger kids in the program that are in position to really step up and kind of make their mark and make a big impact for us coming into next season as well.
And the best is yet to come for this kid too, right?
Definitely, yeah. We know that she's going to have a great senior year. And again, she's not a person that's going to have to go out there and do everything for us, and she knows that. We have plenty of kids that are capable surrounding her. I think maybe I forgot to mention Lily Butler as well. You know, Lily Butler transferred over to us last year. She's going to be a senior, and Lily is really a phenomenal elite passer, especially in transition, very capable shooter. She's a college-level player. So we're going to be really good. I think people are going to be surprised because we did graduate 3 players that were excellent players. You know, 3 kids that are certainly capable of playing in college if they wanted to. But our cupboard's not bare. We're going to be, I think we'll surprise some people.
I think you'll be good. What are your goals for next year?
I would say to make it back to the sectional final, you know, maybe shock some people, go to the state tournament. I was also thinking like winning 20, 25 games still, which I definitely think a lot of people aren't expecting. So to prove people wrong, with our 3 seniors that are gone, I think we can still make an impact.
How are you going to be better next year than you were these first 3 years?
I'm going to try and like be more of a role model, make the younger kids, especially like the freshmen and sophomores, want to be in practice so that they guard harder. They make the scout team makes the varsity team better. That makes sense.
More of a leader. What about in terms of your game? How is your game going to be better in 25-26?
I could improve on my mid-range a little more. Past 3 years, I've been getting to the rack or shooting from the arc. So if I can really find that shot, get it pretty like consistently, that would help a lot.
How are you going to do that?
Work on it all summer. Just grind. Get in the gym as much as I can. Practice it in practice, like against real defense, live, scrimmage. Get as many reps as possible.
All right, Coach. Did we leave anything out for this, talking about this awesome season or this great kid?
No, I don't think so. I think, like you said, she's a great kid, and there's a lot of great kids that were around her this past year, and we got a lot more to come next year as well. So for all the Cougar fans out there, they should be excited and look forward to seeing people in the stands again next year.
Coach Nathan Rueter, 2A team of the year, Central. Way to go, man. Way to go. And player of the year, Taylor Trame. Congratulations. Do it again next year.